The bleeding is over. The bleeding has officially stopped. 4-13, 7-27 over the last two seasons. Not really the result I wanted or expected. Of course, we wanted a higher pick. We wanted some draft capital in 2027, hoping for a trade down or something like that, but it just didn't happen, and that's okay. The more I think about it, the less it really bothers me. I enjoy watching the Giants win. I enjoy watching the Giants play good football. I enjoy watching them get turnovers and move the ball and score points. I enjoy watching that happen. I enjoy watching them beat up on the Cowboys, right? Dak's a big loser for sitting the second half. What's the point of that? You're a big fat pussy. We would have won anyway, so fuck you. Um, you know, the more I think about it, the less it bothers me, like I said, because this happens all the time. We labeled Chase Young as generational. We ended up with Andrew Thomas, generational, right? Better than Chase Young. Happy with that every day, right? We wanted one of the three quarterbacks in 2024. Yes, that would have been nice, but we ended up with a top three wideout in the league when healthy, in my opinion, in Malik Neighbors, right? We wanted Cam Ward. We ended up with Abdul Carter and Jackson Dart. Shit happens, and it always, not always, but it sometimes ends up just working out fine. So it's okay. Is what it is. Dan Duggan threw out that we're what one through weeks 1 and 16 in the last three seasons we're 9 and 36, and then week 17 and 18 in the last three seasons we're 4 and 2. That's just the Joe Shane masterclass right there. But it's okay. It happens, and I like watching them win. I like watching them beat the Cowboys. Whatever. So with that out of the way, let's get some awards and anti-awards going, because season's over and this is what time it is now. So got a list right here. We're gonna do it. I don't know where to start though, because we have some real awards and some fake awards. We'll start with the signings though. Best signing. This is hard because there weren't that many good signings. Roy Robinson Harris played pretty good. Chauncey Golson had some flash games, but in the end, I'm going to go with Paulson Adebo, because this team with and without Paulson Adebo, it was night and day. Having to play Deontay Banks significant snaps, we could tell. Like, it was really bad. Really, really bad. So when Paulson Adebo went down, this team was really, really, really feeling that. So I'm going to go with Paulson Adebo for the best signing. Javon Holland, Paulson Adebo pretty disappointing in all honesty, but better than the rest. Javon Holland, really, really, really underwhelming. Yeah. So Paulson Adebo, in my opinion, the best signing that we had in the offseason. Worst signing, James Hudson. Oh my God, James Hudson the third. 3 years, $45 million for nothing. He is a nothing burger. He's no good at football. I mean, come on. So that was horrendous, and he was the worst tackle in football last year too. So to give out that contract was abysmal, honestly, right? And we signed Stone Forsythe in the offseason too. Like, do we think he was going to be any better? Like, these were just really, really poor signings, right? Of course, Stone Forsythe wasn't with us, and he went on to be a tackle in the worst O line that I've seen in the last like freaking 10 years. So with the Raiders, so James Hudson, worst signing by far. I also did put Russell Wilson as an honorable mention there, because we never need like that. Like, we should have known what we were getting with Russell Wilson and not like totally overestimated that, because he was no good either, right? So worst signing, James Hudson the third, without a shadow of a doubt. Okay. Best firing, that would be Shane Bowen. Shane Bowen, the terrorist. That guy sucks at his job. He's not creative. He's vanilla. He runs a high school defense, and that was the worst experiment I've ever been a part of. That was horrible, right? Horrible. Horrible. So best firing, Shane Bowen. Worst firing was firing Brian Dable before Shane Bowen. That should have never happened. Those losses were on the defense, not the offense. The offense was clicking, right? The Jackson Dart was clicking with Brian Dable. Brian Dable had to go. That's not a question. He had to go. But to fire him before Shane Bowen, that's no good. That is really, really poor. So worst firing Bowen before Dable. No, firing Dable before Bowen. Sorry. Yes. Pettiest firing, Brian Cox. What the fuck? There's got to be more to the story. You got fired because of a dispute about a seat on the airplane? Can't be it. I mean, come on. Pettiest firing, Brian Cox. Let's see. No, these two were interchangeable. The Wanted More anti-award and the Brick Hands anti-award. Brick Hands, Slayton. It has to go to Slayton, right? It has to go to Slayton. And the Wanted More award, Theo Johnson. Theo Johnson is so intriguing to me because he has all the intangibles: size, speed, physicality, all that stuff. But it's like flashes of like the best tight end in the world, and then flashes of like, what the fuck are we doing, right? How do you catch this one and then you drop this one, right? So wanted more. Theo Johnson, I want more. You have all the intangibles to be like one of the best in the league. That's not even a Giants bias. Like all the intangibles to be the best in the league. So go out there and be the best in the league. Like, I don't know, but the Brick Hands Award, I could not just not give that to Slayton. His whole career is defined by drops, big drops too. I mean, Jackson Dart should have at least 400 more yards and like 4 more touchdowns based solely off drops by Darius Slayton, right? So I mean, even when he does catch a deep pass, it's an OPI. Like, god damn, it's pretty obvious OPI too. It's really really obvious. So, Brick Hands Award, Darius Slayton, wanted more, Theo Johnson. Send to Siberia. Ship off to Siberia. That'd be Jalen Hyatt and Deontay Banks. Jalen Hyatt and Deontay Banks, two people that Joe Shane traded up for, right? Traded up in the draft for both of those guys. Was willing to take Jalen Hyatt in the second round and was not willing to move off of him when we realized he's no good. Some people say, "Oh, Deontay Banks won't be wasted as a first round pick if he's an elite returner." He scored 1 touchdown on a return, and it was against a team that let him walk through that special teams unit because it was a tanking Raiders team. Deontay Banks, Jalen Hyatt, see you never. See you never. Okay, my number one, who? Swayze Bozeman. Call me a casual, all right? But Swayze Bozeman, when I saw he was getting significant reps at linebacker, who? God damn. So it sucked. You know, when McFadden goes down, Muasau goes down, we get in. Oh man, I'm blanking on who. Darius Flanagan Fowles maybe went in, and then he got injured too. Swayze Bozeman, who? Anyway, getting paid. That would be Cordell Flott. I think Cordell Flott gets paid. Of course, Jermaine Illuminor will get paid, but I think Cordell Flott will be that guy that the Giants really do want to hold on to, because the secondary is trash. And Cordell Flott really did have a good year. He needs to get more physical. He needs to get stronger, but he's sticky in coverage. He's got good ball skills, and I think that Cordell Flott will get paid this offseason. Of course, Jermaine Illuminor will too. I hope Jermaine Illuminor does. He deserves it. Kind of had a little bit of a rocky end to the season, but he's good, and we want him around. We really do. It's not time to get complacent with the offensive line. So definitely Illuminor's getting paid, but I think Flott will be a priority for the New York Giants for sure. For sure. Anti-award somehow holds a Giants record. Jamie Gillen. They say, oh, he's got the most net punt yards in Giants history because we won't move on from him. He's not a good punter. He is not a good punter. How many times have we seen him like pin? He's not a good punter at all. So most net punt yards in history is because we punt all the time because we suck, and then we just won't move on from him. So those are the reasons he holds a Giants record. He sucks. Jamie Gillen, Scottish Hammer. See ya. Goodbye. Most likely to chunk a putt. We've all been there. We have all been there. You know, we're putting for birdie, putting for par. It's a big putt. We're lining it up. We got our feet set. Everything's good, and we hit the goddamn ground for a chunk a putt. Who's gonna chunk a putt? Younghoe Koo. Younghoe Koo. What the fuck was that, buddy? You had them. I mean, seriously, we're all beating the drum like, god damn, get Younghoe Koo in here. Get Younghoe Koo. How are we still having an injured Graham Gano? How are we? Jude McAtamney. How is he? Well, I think we know why Jude McAtamney was playing, because Younghoe Koo genuinely is horrible. So that was an abysmal field goal attempt. I think we've never ever seen anything like that. I don't think we ever will see anything like that. So who is most likely to chunk a putt? Younghoe Koo. Younghoe Koo. Okay. Defensive Rookie of the Year, it's Abdul Carter. Who else, really? Darius Alexander, kind of disappointing. Had a couple sacks, but those are just pretty useless counting stats because he really didn't perform in the way that we thought he would. He from Toledo. I don't know what we really were expecting. That's not a big time school. He's not playing big time competition there. We needed a run stuffer. We decided to draft a pass rushing defensive tackle. So, you know, Abdul Carter, definitely Defensive Rookie of the Year for me. Offensive Rookie of the Year, it's obviously Jackson Dart, but I will give flowers to Marcus Bowe. Came in, did his job well, proved that he's a good 5th-round pick, proved that he could be a swing tackle, or if we want to move him inside, he's strong, he's got quick feet, so I think that he'd be really good at a center position, honestly. John Michael Schmitz is no good, in my opinion, so yeah. Obviously, it's Jackson Dart for Offensive Rookie of the Year, but I will give flowers to Marcus Bowe for all that he did. Getting pushed right in there and doing his job to the best of his ability. So I think that you got to give him his flowers there. Comeback Player of the Year, Andrew Thomas. Andrew Thomas, injured. He has an injury history. He came back flawless. Came back in, bookend tackle that he is. Top 3 tackle in the league, in my opinion. Maybe the best. Honest to God, maybe the best. He's so good. I love watching him play. Andrew Thomas, Comeback Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year, Cordell Flott. Because obviously Brian Burns should be in the running for that. But Cordell Flott, we needed him on this team. We needed him to do well, and he did well. He did well. He did what he had to do. There was that whole drama in the offseason about the competition between him and Deonte Banks and who's going to get the job. He got the job. He earned the job, and he played really, really well. Honestly, when he went down with that concussion and Paulson Adebo was out, it was bad. Really, really bad. Deonte Banks and Corey Black on the outside, that's really, really bad. So Cordell Flott, my Defensive Player of the Year. We needed him. He came through. He did his job well. So big time shout out to Cordell Flott. Offensive Player of the Year, Wan'Dale Robinson. I am so bullish on Wan'Dale Robinson. I'm way higher on Wan'Dale Robinson. I think a lot of people are. I think he should get paid. I think he should stay with the Giants. We've been asking him to do way too much. He's been asked to do way too much. He should not be on the outside. He should not be running deep routes. He should be in the slot, working the short and intermediate part of the field, over the middle of the field. His yak abilities are fantastic. Okay, he's tough as shit for his size. He runs through tackles. He's really slippery, and I just love Wan'Dale Robinson. I think if we get a guy like Carnell Tate, a guy like Jordan Tyson on the outsides with Malik Neighbors, and we have Wan'Dale Robinson do what he's meant to do in the slot, one of the best in the league, one of the best pure slot receivers in the league. Route running, shiftiness, run after catch ability, running through tackles, right? I love Wan'Dale Robinson. I'm really bullish on Wan'Dale Robinson. I want him to come back. I understand if he won't. I understand that there's priorities that need to be addressed first, but I think Wan'Dale Robinson is fantastic. I really do. Offensive Player of the Year, in my opinion. MVP, Brian Burns. Brian Burns. Week in and week out, Brian Burns looks to be the only player who gives a shit week in and week out, right? The only player who is going out there and busting ass on a snap in and snap out basis, right? Week 18, he's limping off the field in a pointless game against the Cowboys, and he comes back on. There's no point in that, but he is a goddamn competitor, and I love it. I love it. I'm telling you, him and Jackson Dart are the only 2 players that I thought throughout the course of the season looked like they gave a shit week in and week out, wanted to win, wanted to get those stats, wanted to get the awards. I love that. Brian Burns, absolute MVP. I love it. I absolutely love it. What else? What else we got? Oh, I have Ben Sauls. Just Ben Sauls written down. Because fuck yeah. Finally. Could have had that the whole time, right? Ben Sauls. Every time I watch him kick, it's like, holy shit, this guy knows how to kick. It shouldn't be as exciting as it is, but it is. After you've gone through the kicker debacle that we've gone through. Ben Sauls. I love you, buddy. Thank you. What else? What else we got? Nothing. Go Giants. 17-0. Incoming. Super Bowl champions 2026. Let's go. Go Blue. Peace. I forgot to beg you to like and subscribe. So like and subscribe. And comment. Share. Do it.